Welcome back to the VTuber News. This is Salvi, the one who resides on the right side of your screen most of the time, and I'm here now just to remind you guys that I do have a goal for, at the very least, until my birthday in June. I would love to be able to reach 20k subscribers, so if you could please subscribe and continue to watch these videos whenever you have a chance, I would really appreciate it. Just a small reminder, of course, and do enjoy the rest of the video. Ironmouse is getting hate for her position on AI, or at least the recent thing that she has done that I've covered extensively on this channel. Let me just give you a bit of a rundown of everything. Neverness to Everness is the recent game that came out. It is a gacha game. People call it the anime GTA, the anime waifu GTA. And it is primarily, as mentioned here, done by subsidiary Perfect World. It is their, it is in Chinese game, I believe. It is an open virtual world. It is a very fun game. I've played it myself. And we have here, Ironmouse has dropped her Neverness to Everness sponsorship after finding out that developers lied to her at her ad agency about not using generative AI. Over here, she talks about the whole situation, which was pretty much, she did accept the sponsorship. Then later on, people started adding her with a lot of things about AI, and when she asked specifically, she made sure to ask specifically about whether it had AI or not. They told her no, and then, which meant, you know, in the main things, like all, like as in using AI everywhere, they have it in background assets and things like that, which are, for them, I guess, meant that it wasn't really using AI. And then she, found out that they were, and she was angry about that, and she stopped the whole thing. The things that they use in AI are billboards and things such as this. Videos, music videos that are in there. They did one for an anime that actually came out, and they put an AI filter over it, and did things like that. That is, the one that they did with the anime is very scummy, of course. And the argument that people have here is that, yes, you could have paid an actual artist to do this. You could have paid an actual artist to go through and do this for you, at least, do the art for it and things like that. And one of the big things here was this one, where you get to see a little bit of it. As you can see, it looks very AI in the way that it's done, at least. It looks very generative AI in this whole thing. And this is not something that is in the main game. These are things you have to look for in the side, which is the argument that some people are making. And also you have Meggy Elsie, a voice actor for Neverness to Everness. She does NPCs and things like that. Has released a statement addressing the game's generative AI. Let's go directly to here. So I recently found out that a game I worked on has been using Gen AI and has been dishonest about it. I want to be clear that I do not support Gen AI in any creative field, including voiceover, art, writing, it's music. If it is not addressed and removed, she's going to be gone from it. Go to your Amish community, go to Africa. People are also attacking this person here. It feels very performative. The same thing that they've been saying about Ironmouse here. You guess you gotta stop playing video games then. You have here, John Schreier said that almost every major studio is already using generative AI tools behind the scenes, and this is using Claude and other things such as that for things like Resident Evil 9. Replying fresh interview, Jack Buster, Google's Cloud Global Director. Don't I realize is that their favorite games right now were already built with AI. Those games have shipped. And yeah, basically the whole organization, all the organizations, everything is moving. Gaming sphere is moving to AI at the very least for background tasks and things like that, because it's easier and it is something that will not be replaced anytime soon. A lot of people are making the argument, not myself, but a lot of people are making the argument, if you don't like AI in games, then you're going to have to stop playing games at some point, because more and more are going to be AI. But the point that other people are making, the counterpoint to that, is if we don't fight against it, then yes, it's going to come out very soon, and it's going to happen as well. And that's the thing that a lot of people, including myself, put, if you don't at least make a stand on where your principles are, whichever those principles are, I'm not going to show you, I'm not going to share mine very much or anything. Whatever your principles are, if you don't fight for it, then you lose it. You lose a chance to ever fight for it again. It seems like that. Time position, regardless of how you feel about it, the only thing that ticks me off is people that have all the money are using it, as opposed to people who have none of it and can't even afford the artists, the coders, the workers, etc. Feels ass backwards. Performative BS with the people using cheap social media brownie points. That's what they're feeling that this is. A lot of people are feeling that, the people that I'm going to show you are feeling that Ironmouse was being very performative. She plays Resident Evil 9, where the developers admitted that the assets like TV, bed, floor were made with AI. And then you have here, I'm sure the legitimate concern and not just being performative. Anyways, going on here. So Pokimane, a VTubing space, Ironmouse says AI is bad. So when are you going to publicly denounce Neurosama then? And it says Neurosama defines what people think about generative AI, like a human input. Vito works tirelessly on Neurosama, and people, of course, Neurosama is a bit different because it actually has continuous human input. It is not just leave it to the AI to do everything. And yeah, people are going against him for saying that kind of stuff. You have things over here. No offense, Ironmouse, but it's pretty hypocritical when you played RE9, where the devs confirmed that they had assets made with AI. You have here as well. Must really think it's going to be an easy PR win for her. She's such a effing... People are saying she's dumb. Honestly, good for NTE. They're having their best VTuber version of Pokemon play their game. Get a real weeb in there. And over here, I wonder how long she will hold her stance in the anti-AI thing. Like you or not... it will be everywhere, like it or not, like it or not is what they mean, but to say like you are not everywhere and you will need to adapt or be ostracized. Many things she uses daily at this point might have some part of AI and no escape from it. This is the most obvious use of Gen AI here. Of course, this thing here also was another thing pointed for Gen AI of the whole thing. Other things here. And, other things pointed with the Gen AI. That's the anime that I mentioned in the past, where they used an AI filter to kind of get past the whole having to get permission for it. We have NTWL, which is doing not directly tied ever to NTE. Reminder that they are not tied to NTE in any way other than them doing news. And they have put out a post where they wanted to clarify some things. It says, because there are a lot of refunds and things going towards it, clarify a few points. The situation escalated quite a bit. Game wasn't made with ChatGPT, prompt saying use it, and then, all that stuff happens. Truly sold this project in such a competitive industry, it simply wouldn't stand. We don't deny the AI, or maybe it is connected. I think it might be connected, but not directly to the company, I think. My bad, my mistake. Represent the final product, but it does fully address the underlying issue. It's for an official statement from Hota Studios. We have already reached out and are currently waiting for the response. This may take some time as it's currently Golden Week in China and also I believe in Japan. First week of May is Golden Week as well. So they have many holidays regarding the sponsorship situation, denial of AI use. Important to clarify that each department operates independently. This was the marketing department's issue, but of course it brings Hota into question. And we currently waiting for the official statement. Situation is delicate. While the issue originated in Asia, originally received fairly positively there, and now escalated to the point where forums in China and Japan are discussing the controversy being stirred up in the West. The thing is, you have to remember, in China, it is different than over here. China, Japan, whatever, they see it way differently than we see it over here. Over there, they see it as a tool. Why not use the tool? Over here in the US, it's seen as as stealing from artists, and that's why you don't use it, even if it is a tool. You got Chibi Reviews here says, let's say they use AI, then take away the thousands of hours of enjoyment people have had with the game. Entire narrative is that the game is bad now because AI usage was discovered. It feels like virtual signaling. Are we supposed to pretend we never liked the game? The quality of it is bad the entire time. Rampant hate towards anything AI is indirectly causing the people that once hated AI to become pro-AI. Because this entire conversation just feels like nothing burger of the internet. Brownie points to say, see, I hate AI too. And that's the thing, the AI that they use, a lot of people are making the argument, the AI that they use is for nothing really tied to the game. It is for, if a video that you watch on the TV or watching a billboard or, watch on the side things, not even part of any side missions. It's just random things you can do around the world. And that is it's less tied to the game. So that's why they have less issue with it. Matter of the work, defend NT's GNI usage, most being VTubers. There's quite a lot about the site community. Some of y'all acting like this is a little indie studio when they dump thousands in promo money that could have been getting to actual artists. That's the argument that many who don't like the fact that they use AI is. It's not that they use the AI at all. It's that use of AI was what took money off the plates of artists. That's the main concern people have. It takes money off the plates of artists, but yeah, people who are doing that are, getting a lot of hate, as you can see with Ironmouse. It's the main one that I'm talking about here. Getting a lot of concern, a lot of hate, a lot of anger, frustration, whatever you want to call it. The fact that it was used is bad enough, but I have lied about it in order to rope big creators to promoting it. Says all you need to know about the company. Apparently, this is the first time they've been caught using it. They hold fan art contests and such, and they won't feed that art into AI. We say that was what they thought they could get away with. So basically, they're saying that they thought they could get away with it, they didn't, and that's why it is good to fight against this AI thing. And I do agree, if you have the stance that it is stealing from artists, because Gen AI, we already know, does train itself on art from actual people, and that is the thing that a lot of people have an issue with. And it says, did I say thousands? I meant millions of dollars in ads playing CCs to plug the game. Again, money that could have gone to artists and animators. The latter are paid like S anyways. Even the Mappa actually uses actual animators and pays them. How's it worse than Mappa fam? Also, again, they lied about it. That's the big issue. Big issue a lot of people have is that they lied about it. People are continuing to, you know, go against the people who are against AI, or like, you know, making fun of the people who are against AI. It says, how's it feel? How it feels looking at Twitter right now? Use AI, fine. Uses the Hoyoverse stuff. Use AI. Resident Evil uses AI, everything's fine. Uses AI for Neverness to Everness. Angry. The thing is, this person probably hasn't seen that, yeah, anytime any AI is used in any game, people have an issue with it. I'm pretty sure people said something about Resident Evil 9. I didn't even know that they used AI, honestly. I finished the game, had fun with it, and didn't even know they used AI. Neverness to Everness really had a lot of fun with the game. It is very addictive, but I didn't know that they use AI. But either way, that is, of course, if you enjoy NTE, keep playing it. Don't let the people on the internet tell you not to. If you don't like it and you want to let yourself be known, don't let the people that are going to be against you knock you down from your position. Just hold firm and do what you need to do. But I do not like that, you know, people are getting a lot of hate on both sides. On both sides, I don't like it. But of course, this one was about Ironmouse, and I just want to give you the update on that. Ooh, subliminal messaging. Follow the squirrel. Subscribe to the squirrel. This is not a psyop. This is just me being a dumbass. Ooh, subscribe. We have Dragonspit, who is a VTuber who is going to get their channel removed. And let me just go to what is happening now. Their YouTube channel removal is now on hold. Let's hope they get to keep the channel. What are we talking about here? Well, what happened originally that I did cover a while back is that there was a copyright troll going around striking Outdoor Boys React videos on not only her channel, but on several other channels of different VTubers and different people around there. It seems like it was literally a copyright troll. It could have very well been the Outdoor Boys, but from what everyone is saying here, it is something that it was done by a third party that isn't associated with the Outdoor Boys. They struck the channel a lot. Not only like once, it struck them several times. Copyright strikes instead of you can do copyright claims, which gives your income, or at least a part of your income, to the person claiming it, and then you can do copyright strikes. Copyright strikes are the nuclear option. They will remove your channel, they will remove the video, and strike the channel itself. And over 3, you get the red card as it's seen here, which is for channel removal within 7 days, I believe. And that is supposed to be reserved for people who are getting, you know, things negatively, you know, done in the YouTube space when it comes to copyright stuff. And it says, you know, other people here are mentioning that, you know, they've been struck by this as well, or that, you know, they should YouTube to check that out, because yes, unfortunately, there are people like this is one of the people out impersonating the Outdoor Boys. There are people that will impersonate. There are people who will cause issues and who will create things in the future to have, you know, to take down channels that maybe they don't like. That's what I think is going on here. Maybe it's a channel that this person doesn't like, or they just want to be a troll and give bad publicity to the Outdoor Boys. Whatever it is causing trouble for actual people out there, and it is making it so that they can't have fun, and 2, they can't just continue doing their work as they usually do. They have spoken out, as we're talking about Nijisanji, which is the project below any color, and the person who has spoken out is the Chief Operating Officer, the COO, which is Taiki Iwanaga, and they spoke up, and this is their actual thing, Iwataiki. They spoke up here, but let's take a look at the deep TL, because sometimes the Google TL is really janky. So let's take a look here. Regarding the issue of major VTuber agencies refusing to transfer character rights to graduating talents, first off, I want to make it clear, I personally do not condone agencies refusing to transfer these rights, and it says, from a fan's perspective, it's natural to think they should give the character rights to the talent, and I can certainly understand that sentiment. However, even if the agency were to say, we'll give you the rights for free, whether that is actually beneficial for the graduating talent is, in fact, a completely different matter. This is because when an individual receives valuable rights from a company for free, from a tax perspective, it may simply be a matter of lucky to get it for free. Yeah, because a lot of places, Japan included, will give a value. If you do not set a value, it's not seen as a gift. It's seen as a commercial product given to you, and the company itself will write it off. That's what happens a lot of times. The company itself will write it off for whatever value they see, and you're going to get taxed on that value. Character's name, version of merchandise, past sales, and future profitability are deemed to have value that may be treated as income. Put it bluntly, if I were someone to say, give it the rights to Pikachu for free, do you really think that would be tax-free? Probably say no way. Same logic applies to VTuber character rights, especially the scale of operation grows. For example, if that character generates annual sales of 100 million yen, of course, the value rights isn't necessarily 100 million yen. Valuation depends on whether it's revenue or profit, whether monetization is possible after the character graduates, and the scope of the rights usage. However, if it's a popular character that can continue to generate revenue through its name, virtual merchandise, it's likely to be viewed as having zero value. As a result, the worst case scenario, you haven't received a single yen in cash, but it's treated as you earned a large income, and you'll have to pay the taxes on that amount. That's the kind of situation that could arise. Of course, in cases where neither agency nor the character has generated much revenue to begin with, small VTuber agency, etc., being dissolved, like Globy and other things like that, the assessed value of the character's rights may likely be low, and the issue may not become a major concern. And it's also different if you actually purchase it. Let's say you purchase it. Let's say your character's made over $1 million, but you purchase it for $5K from the company. That's it. That's what you get taxed on, the $5K, not the future income, as far as I know. However, the situation is entirely different for major agencies as well-known companies, popular talents, and characters with significant merchandise sales. It's not a simple matter of can be dismissed if the person wants to continue, just hand it over, neither tax perspective nor terms of operational management. Therefore, transferring character rights does not necessarily mean the agency is being unilaterally mean. To reiterate, I'm not saying that not handing them over is the right thing to do, but in reality, the talent is truly benefit. They need to have the tax, legal, and operational systems in place, along with the funds to pay taxes, and they may be able to generate consistent revenue from the character even after leaving the agency. It's a much more complex issue than appears on the outside. Someone working in finance that seems to check out the intellectual properties can have goodwill business attached to them. Though I'd argue that people could still just, pay the taxes. It's just one of the complications. I agree with him that things aren't as simple as mean. By the way, I personally don't think IPs are that contentious of an issue at this point. I think these days I see more people arguing over VTubers pretending that they weren't X or Y, and if they're obligated to doing this by NDA or not. Similarly, also the discussions about whether current corpo talents are able to talk about their old mates in new persona. So yeah, it's more that concern that a lot of people have when it comes to the whole situation. It's more, is it going to be oh, I can't talk about the things going on in the behind the scenes. I'd be more interested in hearing a C-suit on this instead. Since the option never seems to be available for the big two in Japan, it seems like a shield to use for corpos themselves. While I no doubt believe that the tax issue makes it hard, we have seen other corpos do that and be absorbed by the talents. Like when Idol got bought out, the VTubers were able to keep themselves at a cost of revenue splitting for the next year, and while I say Saber and Penrose is not nearly as big as some of the Niji or Hollow members who have graduated, IP is certainly worth something. So yeah, it is much more complex. If you're going to have that issue, of course, you have to have at least a financial advisor letting you know what's going on and letting you know if it's going to be a big thing or not. And of course, this is something that's very, very complex. And like the big example here is when you're given a car or you're given a thing like that, it is itemized by the agency itself. It is deducted on their taxes. I've received things I myself that are like over $500, whatever, and then I've had a 1099 miscellaneous or whatever that I've had to give to the tax man because that is considered income. That is what ends up happening a lot of times. If you're given something that's large or certain value, in the US you get a 1099 from personal experience, you get a 1099, and then you have to pay taxes on that. So that is a big issue, of course, but I hope that eventually this will change. I am putting this out as a warning to everybody who has Chrome. Google is putting Gemini automatically into Chrome. It is downloading about a 4 GB thing, 4 GB file. Google Gemini is their basically ChatGPT competitor from Google. It does have a lot of, art stuff and all that kind of thing right there, but as mentioned here, Google Chrome is quietly downloading a roughly 4 GB AI model to many users' computers without their clear upfront consent. The file called weights.bin is part of Google Gemini's Nano on-device language that lands the browser's user data in the browser's user data opt guide on-device model. Powers built-in AI tools help me write smarter tab suggestions, on-device scam detection, and page summarization. The download triggers automatically for devices meeting minimum hardware requirements, and Chrome auto replaces the files if deleted. While the model processes data locally, installation happens in the background with minimal notification. That's the bad part. They don't even ask your permission. Scale is noteworthy. Hundreds of millions of billions of installations add up to thousands of tons of carbon emissions globally from data transfer, even though each is a one-time event. To prevent or remove it, go to Chrome, flags, disable entries for the optimization guide on device model, and prompt API, restart the browser, and manually delete the files. Here we go. This is the big one here. And these are the places that you can go to take a look at it. And this is where you will be the prompt API for Gemini Nano, prompt API for Gemini Nano, that kind of stuff. Disable every single one of these. That is what you go in. You go into the Chrome flags and the summarize API as well for Gemini Nano. All of those, go and delete them as quickly as possible. Remove them as quickly as possible because that is important for you if you do not want AI on your PC. And that is the warning that I give you guys because they're doing this sneakily behind the scenes, and that's never good. I don't know why.
She said duty. How do you pronounce it? Duty? My duty as a streamer?
Maybe.
Fuck me. My duty as a streamer is
dumb bitch.
is to moan for the stream.
Moan
Yes.
for your entertainment. That's people. Look, people give me money not to moan. Okay, unfortunately, that's the way it works. People give me money not to moan, and I threaten them with a good time by not moaning, which is I can fully understand. No one wants to hear a squirrel moan for any reason, even if they are in pain. No, squirrel moaning, no. Cat moaning or fox moaning, more than likely yes, but squirrel moaning, no. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.